Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. So I just completed my course on Nearby Build platform. And so in this video, I'll be walking you through some of the things I've learned and some of the exercises. Yeah. So this is the platform. Looks very intuitive, very nice. So go ahead and click the launch. The platform is very great. It has a dark and a light mode. You need to connect your wallet. I've already connected my wallet and this is my daily streak. So I completed the exercise in 3 days. Yeah. So the platform is looking very neat, very professional, very great. And I also like how the exercises are structured. It has the basic, the advanced, and the other categories. So when you go to the basic, you have the introduction, which walks you through the platform, how to navigate across it. And then we have the greetings contract. So it has a code editor and it has a tax that gives you the tax, what is required to fulfill the exercise. It has a lemon you can understand more about the concept, and you can also you can go to the doc from this lemon to understand deeper. So the platform generally is looking very neat. It has a Rust and a JavaScript code. So depending on your familiarity, you can actually use any. So in this video, I'll be walking you through some of the exercises I actually found very interesting. As you can see, I've already completed them. They are all ticked, the basic and the advanced. So I'll be walking you through some of the examples I found interesting. Yeah, so the first example I actually found very interesting was the state management. As you can see, I've already completed the basics, as I've already completed 9 of the courses. So the one I found interesting was the state management. So the state management actually is very great because the tasks are very clear. As you can see, the task is to create a simple counter contract that persists state between calls. So the requirements are very clear, the test is very clear, and here is the code. I need to make the to dos, add the counters, uh, add the increments, and all. They are very clear. Just following the requirements, you'll be able to get it and understand. And if you want to dive deeper, you can actually go to the hints. Get the hints. They tell you exactly what to do, and they not just tell you what to do. They also explain why. So as you can see, the hint solution, you can get why 64 instead of this. So they are very clear. And if I actually want to learn more, I can go to the official doc from just from this link. So I actually like this, and I actually did the Rust contract. So it was a very great exercise. As you can see, I made the edits to the contracts, and then once I run the compile, it compiles, and you can see it here compiling the contract. Yeah, and so it compiles. I can actually see the deployment cost is less than $1, so it's very great. See, this is one of the examples. The next is collection vector. So this goes deeper into handling lists and the structured data. So the tax is also very clear. This is the goal of the tax. And these are the requirements, very clear. Also has an important key so you can know understand what is happening. Then the test. So after making the edit, you can actually now test it. You can test it just by running the compile to check whether it actually works. So just like the previous, you can actually go to learn more and understand why some of the code patterns were used. Uh, and if you are still not clear, you can go further to the official doc to understand how it runs. Yeah, so this is actually a very nice example too. So when I finished this, I actually ran the compile, and it compiled correctly. So as you can see, I completed the exercise too. Yeah, so it's very great example. So the last and not the least is the event. Yeah, so the event is one of the most interesting parts because here I'm not just writing the logic, I'm writing the how contracts communicate externally through events. So as you can see, so having done the basics, it actually gave me an understanding. So I was able to understand when it comes to the event, and the tax is also very clear. The requirements are clear, and the event, the test too. So to learn more, I actually went to the event hint where I got why some of the patterns were being used. And it also has a like it takes me to the GitHub page where I actually learned more about near events on near, how to handle events in near. So that's a very big shift because it introduces reward patterns used in production system. Yeah. So after I did that, I also completed it, like it ran successfully. So one thing I really appreciate about the platform is the correlation between the tags, the hints, and the learn more. That's the external link. So this is actually great because it helps me to understand each and every one of the examples from the tags, what I need to do, to why the hints, why I do them. Then if I want deep understanding, I can actually go to learn more, where I go to external doc to understand the pattern more, to the official doc to understand the pattern more. Yeah, so that's very great. So for my honest feedback, I think the platform is great. It's very nice for learning, and they think some of the things I actually would like to be improved on it is to the advanced examples. It would be great to explain more in the hint section, explain more why, like pick out some of the concepts, the functions, and explain why they run. And then another thing is I connected my wallet, so I would like to deploy to my wallet. Currently it is deployed via backend through CLI, so I would like it to be deployed using my wallet. So when I connect, it will connect to my wallet and it will deploy through the wallet. Yeah, so basically the platform is very great. I navigated around and it was looking very nice. So another thing I actually did was to check out this agent. I think it's still a new feature though, but then it's looking very great, very nice. Like I can actually like prompt what I want, and then it gets generated on the platform on the go. So it's very nice. Like I just prompted something, write me a simple smart contract. So I get this smart contract on near Rust. Very great. And then there's also some patterns where I need to understand. Say read the explanation and check the understood bugs before deploying. So I can actually understand what's going on. Okay, then after reading this, I can check and then I can go ahead to compile and deploy. I think this is still a new feature, but it's looking very great and very nice. So it shows that the founders, the builders are actually thinking about the future while building on this platform. So that's very innovative. So thank you so much for organizing this contest. I hope to win. Thank you.